Hello, hope you're all keeping well. It's Tuesday, the 31st of March today as I'm recording this. The isolation continues, so I hope you're all keeping well and looking after each other and keeping safe. We're all in it together, as Troy Bolton once famously said. I say it's Tuesday today, excuse the hair, I've crawled out of bed this morning because why not? As a Tuesday, I've just found out today that I've been furloughed from work, which means that I'm no longer working from home, and I'm free to do whatever I wish. So I'm making the most of the opportunity because it's a pretty rare opportunity that I'm going to get a period of a few days or a few weeks or however long this goes on for to do some writing. Because being a screenwriter is kind of what I want to do. It's my sort of dream of where I want to be in however many years' time. And to do that, and once I'm in that situation, I'm going to be able to have to stack projects, which is something that when you're working a 9-to-5 job 5 days a week, and then having to do life as well on top of that, it's tricky to find the time to write in the first place, never mind find enough time in the week to write stuff for 2 or 3 separate projects, which, if you are a professional screenwriter, is a skill you're going to have, a string you're going to have to your bow. So I'm using this week and the next couple of weeks I'm going to be using them as sort of like a learner period for me to try and get used to writing or being involved in multiple things at once.
So a little thing that I've done a long time ago, I started doing this, was just breaking down my days for the week and planning in a certain amount of time for writing, for reading, for watching films, alongside general work and obviously kind of time with my family and everything. And it's something that I did kind of neglect until recently, when I realised just how much my routine was getting affected by everything, that I needed to get that back. So I've started that again. And you know, it's all about, which I know Nick has talked about already this week as well, the idea of stacking projects, which is working on multiple projects at one time. Very important to do that. And I think it helps to keep your mind fresh and not get stagnant with one idea, to adapt yourself one day to another idea and the next day to another. But I think the main thing that I've realised when I've been working on the schedule for this week, for the week that's just gone, is having enough time to unwind and relax. You know, I've seen it a lot online that people, there's kind of two sides to the coin, that people are saying with all this free time, create something amazing and get a lot of stuff done. At the same time, a lot of people have said, you know, they find it difficult to do that, and I'm definitely one of those people who is struggling a little bit to be creative at this time, although I am trying to get back into that rhythm a lot more, but I think it's true, you know, whether it's a time that you create something amazing or if you use this time to just relax and refresh your mind for when things do go back to normal, I think both ways are absolutely fine.
And then I'm also, when I'm not writing, because it's impossible to sit down at a laptop and write all the time, sometimes the words flow out of you and other times you're just staring at the page thinking, what on earth am I doing here? I've thought that a few times. But yeah, so the rest of the time that I'm not actually physically writing words on a page, I'm going to spend that time doing research around other projects that I've got in the pipeline. I've got a list of about 10 or 11 different ideas in various different forms or versions or stages. So I'm going to spend the time that I'm not actually writing doing that to sort of build up so I've got a bank of stuff to call on and drop into whenever I need to.
Hi guys, Lewis here, just giving you a quick update from isolation in the edit suite. I was lucky enough to pick up quite a few video projects just before we went into lockdown, so I've been surprisingly busy. One of those is The Grim Truth, which is Jump Cut Studios' upcoming horror mockumentary, which I'm sure you've heard loads about. So I've got the script here to work against, also got a hard drive party going on, and I've nearly got a rough cut together. The footage is looking really, really cool. There's been a few spaces to be creative with some subtle VFX shots, which could definitely add a layer of extra weirdness to the film. We've teased a couple of stills to you recently in previous updates, but I've got a few more to show you just how it's coming along. So the first one we have is Grim at the start, looking at himself in the mirror. Some very sadistic, kind of American Psycho vibes going on here right now, which definitely starts the short off with a bang. And then we've got a few later in the film. Here's one that we've seen before, Grim and Edgar in the van, ready for work, played amazingly by Aidan and John. And finally, Maria and Camilla in the bathroom, which is subtly sinister at the moment if you haven't already read the script. So I'm really excited to get this first cut ready for Sam and Jacob to see and go from there. The second thing that's kept me busy is I Love You Guys, and at time of recording we are 80% funded on the crowdfunding, which is incredible. By the time you watch this, hopefully we will have reached our goal and we'll be able to bring that to life later this year. I've just finished a small edit of one of the main tracks sung by Becky Bush, who is playing the lead of Sky, and it's sounding mega. So we're going to be dropping this online for extra promotion very shortly. So that's what I've been up to this past week, and if isolation continues for as long as it could, there will probably be a lot more to share. So keep safe and see you soon.
Hi there guys, it's Daisy Edwards here. I am junior producer on I Love You Guys, which is a short film currently being produced by Jump Cut Studios. You may have recognised the name from one of the previous episodes in the Studios series. So we are currently on the home stretch of the last few days of crowdfunding for the film.
Yeah, boy.
Everyone has been talking to everyone they know, pitching so hard, creating assets and amazing perks. It's been phenomenal to see everyone pull together and be so passionate so naturally and be able to gain all of this interest off the back of that. I myself have been speaking obviously to all my friends and family who have been really supportive, spreading the word or pledging to the project. I also have to give a shout out to my amazing colleagues who have also spread the word and donated, with a few flagging that this means a lot to them in terms of spreading the word about mental health or even just supporting indie film and keeping that side of the arts alive. I've also been very much diving into the wonderful world of Twitter, really utilising that platform and leveraging my PR career to pitch to so many people, loads of amazing Twitter mutuals who I've been pleasantly surprised by if we haven't necessarily had a conversation before or we don't speak that much, to being really close friends via Twitter. Everyone has really, so many people have shown their support, which sometimes can feel like you might not expect anything, which we don't expect anything, but when we do get that support and love back, it matters tenfold to us, and we have honestly been so excited and moved by the amount of people that have supported the project so far. I think ultimately what's been so amazing is two things. Firstly is the amount of backers. To have that many people want to support our film, only seeing the pre-production side of stuff has been incredible, and is testament to the amazing community that we surround ourselves with. And secondly, it's the feedback that we've had from those people about what this film could mean for other people and themselves, and the arts and the industry. It's been incredibly humbling, moving, as I've said before. We've only got £660 left to go, so if you haven't pledged yet or you haven't shared, please do consider helping us out and making this project come to life. You yourself, if you've done anything to help, will be a part of making this happen.
Oh, hello. Let's get some focus on me there. So you've caught me again in the same place as last week. Yes, so I wanted to pop in. I've not really been in this episode that much, but what I've been working on this week is a lot of play stuff, to be honest. So gameplay, sorting out review codes and stuff like that. I know it sounds pretty basic, I'm not giving you that much info, but I don't know how to dress it up in like a really interesting way for you to enjoy. But yeah, I've been enjoying making a lot of kind of gameplay content, trying to get our team involved in that and the community as well, trying to get different gameplay clips in that. It's just fun putting together that kind of content because it works as both like an editing exercise as well as like engaging content. It's not just written, it's audio and visual, so it's really interesting doing that kind of stuff, even if just like a minute long. Celador, that's next week. Been talking to Jacob about that. We had a little bit of a meeting between the Sheffield boys the other day on Discord again, and yeah, Celador's next week. It's going to be really exciting. Lots of amazing films that were all handpicked by me and 7-8 other people. There's quite a few of us that are involved, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what people think of them, because I think there's some really great talent on the show as well, and you can watch it for free in the comfort of your own home.
To say today's Tuesday, me and Reese, you may have seen Reese on the last episode talking about a little project that we're doing on Jumpcast. We've now teased that on Jumpcast Twitter, where you can find us at Jumpcast_ is the handle. It's going to be a quiz featuring 16 people from the sort of film community on Twitter that we've got around us at Jump Cut. It's going to be made up, say, partially of people from within Jump Cut and Jumpcast, and then partially through people on sort of the friendship circle that we've made. We've recorded all the round of 16 matchups. Reese recorded his quarter-final matchups last night, and I am going to be recording my quarter-final matchups tonight at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So I've got lots of notes ready for that, and I've got my questions ready. Me and Reese have had a lot of fun actually coming up with these questions, coming up with the topics, and it's been good. And the episodes that we've recorded so far have been really, really good and really funny. Everybody's really sort of taken it on board and had a laugh with it, and that's what we really wanted to do. So yeah, and that series is going live on wherever you listen to your podcasts, on iTunes or Spotify or wherever, on the 7th of April, which is a Tuesday. And hopefully it's just going to bring a bit of levity and joy and laughter and smiles to your faces, because we all need that at the minute. So that's what I'm doing. As I say, I'm in constant contact with Jake and Sam and Tom at Jump Cut and people from Jump Cut Studios, because we've got lots of stuff happening behind the scenes as always. But at the minute, I'm being a full-time writer, which is pretty exciting, pretty terrifying as well.